The right to vote matters. Previously held by only rich, white men, for hundreds of years, people struggled to expand the franchise as a source of political power. In Scotland, the Parliament has gained new electoral powers, and a consultation has been launched on changing the law. People can vote in Scottish or local elections if they are British, Irish, EU, or Commonwealth citizens who are living here. Already, Scotland has lowered the voting age to 16 to give young people more control. But this consultation wants to go even further to make sure that no one is excluded from democracy simply because of the country of their birth. In the future, everyone legally resident in Scotland could be given the right to vote, and I support this 100%. There's no place in Scotland for exclusive nationalism, and Scottish national identity should be open to everyone, irrespective of your race, your religion, or your place of birth. So election law should be equal, reflecting the type of country that we want to create. By being internationalist, we encourage people to move to Scotland, we prove that we value equality, and we fight racism and bigotry. People who move here from England or France already get the right to vote. So should people who move to Scotland from America or Japan or from Iraq. And as MSP Ross Greer has argued, this right should also be extended to refugees and asylum seekers fleeing the horror of war and oppression. There are some fair concerns, like should people who move here get the right to vote straight away? And what if people are only here for a few short months? But I think every adult who lives here should get the right to vote without any extra tests. Why create extra new, expensive bureaucracy to test how long someone's been living here, or require them to jump through extra hoops just because of the place where they were born? Plus, everyone who would get the vote in the future would still have to go through the registration process, and that takes time and requires commitment, so there are still rules and processes for people to follow to gain the right to vote. It's not likely that someone who moves here for a very short period of time is going to bother going through that process if they're just going to leave the next day. Personally, I also think prisoners should get the right to vote, and that's under separate consideration as mentioned in the consultation, but I think that's a whole separate video. To put this video simply, if you live in Scotland, you can be Scottish, and giving every adult who lives here the right to vote is the sign of an open, welcoming and progressive country, and that's something to be really proud of. With all the hate, anger and narrow-mindedness in the world, in doing this Scotland can shine a small light of hope. We can all be Scottish, and that's why we should all have the right to vote here.